What's up everybody? In today's video I'm gonna show you how to strip down a GoPro from something like this to that. But let's roll the intro first and then get straight to work. You might ask yourself as a start, why should you even do that? The answer is pretty simple, the weight. A full-size GoPro like this is just too heavy to be able to fly it on a tiny FPV drone like this. So in order to make this happen, you need to make it lighter. So here's a list with all the equipment and gear which I'm gonna use to make it happen. So first of all, obviously, you're gonna need a GoPro. I have a GoPro 11 here. But if you have a 9 or a 10, that's also fine because the steps we're gonna do are gonna be pretty similar on those models. Then you're gonna need some additional parts. So I have a new lighter housing for the camera, a new back for powering, and as well a little fan in order to prevent the camera from overheating. So for opening the GoPro, we're gonna use a saw. If you don't have one, you could also just use a sharp bread knife like that. So you're gonna have to remove a lot of screws later. So for this case, I have this toolkit. Also, you're gonna need to solder later. So you're gonna need a soldering iron as well as some solder. So as a last tool, I'm gonna use a heating station. If you don't have one, it's fine, then you can just use a hairdryer instead. As a first step, before you start tearing down the GoPro, you wanna make sure that you're already running the latest firmware. In case you're not, you should upgrade it. I would recommend you to use the latest GoPro Labs firmware, which you'll find on the GoPro website. After that, you wanna pair your phone through the app with the camera, which allows you to control the settings remotely from your app. So let's get to work. We're gonna start putting that away, removing the battery, as well as the SD card. Now we're gonna use either our saw or our knife, and then we're gonna start going to that little line here next to the screen and start sawing. So we're gonna do this at every corner. We're gonna So this part is pretty boring. It's gonna take you 10 to 15 minutes, depends on how fast you are, until you finally remove all the glue from all the sides and you'll finally be able to remove the display. So I'm working my way through all the corners and make sure that all the glue is removed, and then I finally will be able to put my knife in there and remove the display. So I'm slowly doing progress. I can finally put all the knife in here. So I gotta be careful now so I won't break anything in there. So as you can see, this side is already looking good. I can already put my knife all the way in here, which means that all the glue from this side here is already removed. And from this point on, I have to be really careful because there's tiny ribbon cables in there, which I don't want to break. So I shouldn't go in any deeper with my knife than here. Yeah. It just clicked a little, and now you can see the second side also starts to become loose. So I'm already halfway through this, and the downside are already gone. Now I just have to do 2 more sides. So I think we're slowly getting there. Here we are already through. This side is also good. This one is almost perfect. I think a little bit at this corner. But we should get there pretty soon. So I'm gonna check it out slowly. Really careful. To check, I don't want to break anything here. And I think I can slowly, yeah, that's the moment. Just a little bit. I don't want to get too excited. So there we are. That is the moment. So first thing I want to do now is put like a tool here and start carefully remove those 2 ribbon cables. And there it is. The screen is off. So we're gonna start removing the screws now. So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this screwdriver, the X1. This screw. Yep. Now I'm going for this screw here in the corner. I think it's gone now. Now I'm gonna remove this screw here. Or can you see it? This one. It is a little hard to grab it through the hole, but I think I should have it. There it is. And goodbye. Now I'm going to remove this screw here in this hole. It's the same progress. So now I'm removing this screw. You can see it here. And it's gone. So I think I should be able to remove this, to pop out this thing here. Be careful. So I have to take care. And I successfully removed the battery tray. So now that I removed the battery tray, I can work my way through to the main board. So I'm going to start with this screw. And gone. So I think I need to change my screwdriver now. From this one to one of those. Let's see if it fits. It looks good. So now I can try to remove this screw in here, the silver one. And it's gone. I will remove this plastic piece now here. Let's see if I can grab it. I think I have to. Something is not loose. Where is it? Take care. Ah, came off. Goodbye. So now I'm starting to pop off all the ribbon cables. But I gotta really be careful because I don't want to damage any of the connectors. Pop off. And this one, tack. Okay. This ribbon connector is for the front display. I really want to be careful with that because I don't want to break the front display. So it pops off. Nice. Now that we got that, let me check what we can do. So we still got the sensor cable here in place. I'm gonna try to see to unpop this one as well. Popped off. Down here we got some screws left here. It's 4 screws down there. This. For this we need to exchange our screwdriver tip again. We're gonna have like a little star here. So let's see. This is the right one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this should be able to come off. All right. Let's see. So now we'll want this whole part to come off. You can just turn it and gently remove it, which again shows us 4 screws here, which we're going to remove now. 1, 2, 2. Three. And 4. Now we should be able to pull off this thing. Let's see if it... I think we forgot something. Okay, we can't already do this. So now we're gonna remove those one. It's a little bit tricky to get there, but we're lucky it works. Tack. We still got 2 more over here, which we're going to remove. The first one is gonna be easy, I think. But the lower one is a little tricky. Let's see if we can get it from here. It doesn't seem so, so maybe we should try from the side. Can we get it? Yes, I think we got it. This one is a little tricky, but we got it. Now we should be able to remove this whole part here. I think it's also like a little tricky. Ow! To remove this one. I think we need to, yeah, with a tiny little pressure it pops off. So now we got this screw here, which we again can remove. So now we'll remove this whole part here. It is fixed here with some plastic part and we need to break this one gently. So this was already enough to pull with a little pressure here. And then we have to gently get rid of that part. Did we forget something? No. There is a little ribbon connection here, which we're also gonna lose. And then I think we just wanna... now we got it. Now the whole part comes loose. Also, the whole main board is now getting loose. So the only thing that is still in the way is this whole part here. So I think we want to remove this part first. So let's see, gently. Here in the corner we missed one screw. We gotta remove this screw first here. It's really hard to see, but in here there's a black screw which holds the camera sensor or the lens in there, and we'll need like such a screw here in order to pull this one out. And now I got it. There it is, the black screw. Here I think we got the microphone in there, which we are not gonna use, so I can try to gently remove. Now I got this plug removed, and now I should just be able to pull out the whole speaker. I think it's the speaker or the mic, whatever. Under the sensor ribbon cable here, if you put it up, there's one last screw which holds the lens. I'm gonna pull it out, and now the whole lens comes loose. So now that is the sensor and the lens. We have to take really care of that because this is a critical part which we want to use later. So now that the sensor and the lens is out of the way, we should finally be able to pop off the whole mainboard. Carefully, we don't want to break anything. So now, finally, and there it is. We managed to get the mainboard and as well as the sensor with the lens. Those two are our main parts, which we're going to use later. So we really want to take care of those two parts. All we have left here, which we want to use, is our front display. So we have to work our way through there to be able to get the front display off. So let's see. I think we should be able to lose this part here, which we don't need anymore. There's one little plastic tuck and it's gone. In there, here I can see one more screw. Can you see it? This one. This is the one we're gonna try to remove now. I'm gonna tuck it off. I think that might have been the last screw. And now we just want to pop off those little pins here, those plastic pins which hold this part in there. Now I want to put a little pressure on here to pop out the plastic pins. So after putting pressure from multiple sides, I just managed to get the whole part here loose, and I'm now able to pull it out. So this part we can lose, we don't need this one anymore. And now basically the last step from our teardown is we want to get those display. What we're going to do now is to lose this display. We need to save this one, and it's glued to this metal part. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put some heat on this part to get the glue loose, and then we're slowly and softly trying to lift this display without breaking it, hopefully. What I'm going to do now is put some heat with the heat gun. Put some heat, get it really warm. So I'm trying to go below this thing here, so I can slowly. Ooh, you gotta be really careful here. I just need one corner to lift up a little, so I can finally think. Now I got in there. Now I'll put some heat to be able to get the glue loose again. So I managed to get down here. I want to be really gentle. I don't want to break it and put too much pressure on it. Okay, I'll slowly just put more heat again, just to see. Slowly. Again, just now. I'm getting there. Slowly, I don't want to break it. It's coming off. Oh shit. And we gotta lift off. All right, so we successfully managed to decase the GoPro and take it apart. And now we got 3 parts left, which we're gonna use. So the most important part, the main board. We also got the front display. And we got the sensor with the lens attached. Our next step is to put everything back together. So we're gonna start with the front display. We got this part from the new housing, which fits the display. So yeah, tack. We're taking those 2 parts and we're taking the little ribbon cable and put it through this little gap here. Okay, so then it pops in here. So the next step is to put the main board in the new housing. And we can already pop in the new ribbon cable. Then we use the screws, the little screws that come with the housing, to fix it. So now that we got the main board and the display already in the new housing, it's time for the new sensor with the lens to come in. Eins. Now that we got this installed, it's time for the back to be installed. So what we're gonna do first is install this flat ribbon cable first. I'm gonna pop this connector here first. It's a little tricky. It's on. And now this part will go into our back. So I'm gonna make sure this connector is opened. So I'm taking the ribbon cable, putting it in here softly. It's in, should be in, and then I'm trying to close it. And we should be all right. Now I still got the ribbon cable from the sensor, which is not connected. So I'm trying to close this connector now. And whoop, I managed to do it first try. All right, we're getting there. So basically all we have to do now is attach the back to the main board. Therefore, we just use the strip, which is already installed on the back side of the back. So we can use this thing and just use the spacers to get the right distance. Therefore. So now we have our moment of truth. We should be ready to fire it up for the first time and see if it works or we broke something. So fingers crossed. So for this first little test, I'm gonna use this little cable. I already built this before. Basically, it's just this cable that comes with the bag, and I attached a XC30 plug to it just to be able to connect it straight to a LiPo and get power from it. So the moment of truth, I'm gonna connect it. The cable first. and put it to the LiPo. And hopefully this LED, yes, it's flashing, which is a good sign already. Nice. So basically we can press the power button, and now hopefully it should turn on. Yeah, it's looking good. So basically all we have to do now is put the back of the case together, and we're also gonna add this little fan, which is gonna prevent the camera from overheating in summer. All right, so as a last step, I'm gonna attach the fan. I can use those holes here. I'm using the screws that come with the fan to attach it. The last thing we have to do is power the fan. So we got two cables, 5 volt and ground, and we're gonna use the 2 pads on the back for that. So the cables are a little too long, so we will cut them and then we'll solder it to the pads. So I'm gonna put some flux on the pads, put some solder on it first. And the 5 volt. So the last thing we have to do is put the last screws in, and then we should be good to go. So all we have to do now is put in the last 4 screws, and then we should be ready, and we should have a brand new naked GoPro Hero 11. So now we're coming to an end. I already installed GoPro on my drone, so now I will power it up to see if everything works. So power it up and see if the display goes on. The LED is already flashing, it's looking good. And the display is powering up, so looks like we have a new drone. If you tried stripping down a GoPro as well, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always interested to hear how it worked out for you. I would really appreciate a thumbs up, and if you guys wanna see more drone-related content like that, or get some insights or some view behind the scenes from our drone productions, you might consider subscribing this channel. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye!